Hey, what's up? My name is Ilyas. I'm from Northern California, San Francisco. That's where I went to school, and I finished university, got a bachelor's in business administration with a stress on entrepreneurship, startups and stuff, since the Silicon Valley is the birthplace of all the giant tech companies like Google, Apple, Amazon, PayPal, all of those. So I find it really interesting, and I use that a lot in my lessons, business English lessons, because technology is the future of business, and you can't run away from that. It's the truth, and a lot of my students find it really interesting to talk about, and it helps me a lot, and also the mentality that I've gained while going to school in Northern California. It's got the best of both worlds. It's laid back, California style, but it's also really smart and future oriented. So I really combined those two in my lessons, and this brings me to my next point, which is my methodology. I use a conversational approach with my students, so there will be no explaining in Russian, no dictionary, no, only English, so you can be fully submerged into the English language and its atmosphere, and there'll be no running away from it, and you'll have no choice but to learn. But it'll be fun, for sure, because we'll be talking as friends, and I'll find out what your interests are, and then we'll slowly build upon those interests, to make you feel as comfortable with the language as possible, because the main killer of students is fear of the language, fear of the unknown. You have to cut the fear. There will be no fear in our classes, and you'll just be speaking English only, and soon you won't even realize that you're thinking in English. That's how it all starts. As for exam preparation, I prepare students for TOEFL and IELTS exams. I use textbooks for those, a lot of Oxford and Kaplan material. Solutions is my favorite book. I borrow a lot from them, but not too much, because the books only get you so far. As I said, it's the mental approach, and we'll be using a lot of games and activities, and even listening and watching, native speakers is what really helps you a lot, So exams is no problem. I can prepare you for those. It's just you got to prepare yourself for it being a little different from all the other teachers. It'll be fun. What else? I've been teaching English since 2014, ever since I came to Moscow from California. And I've been teaching to students individually as well as groups, corporate English. So, and still learning. I'm always updating and upgrading my methodology. I use a lot of techniques from the great teachers from all over the world, not even English teachers, I also speak some Spanish. I've been learning it since I was 8. So it's kind of similar to English, but not too much. So I borrow a lot, from psychology, a lot of nice approaches, to really get the student involved into the process of learning. What else? For my hobbies, I like everything. I play basketball, I like music, I really like cinema and movies, huge cinephile. My main hobby is, funny enough, it's hip-hop and poetry. So don't be surprised when I use a lot of that in our classes. I'll teach you a lot of slang that you should know, that a lot of people don't know. Older generation teachers don't really know much of the slang, it's really useful. You gotta know, because if you find yourself in America, England, anywhere, the slang is changing so much that in 2 years from now there will be 50 new words, that I don't know yet, that haven't been created yet. So I'll always keep you up to date with the slang, and if you're into hip-hop, that's a huge bonus, because hip-hop is probably my greatest teacher of English till the day. I learn a lot of words from it, and it really makes you think, because it's really creative, and there's a lot of words coming at you, really fast, and there's synonyms, there all sorts of things, and we'll use those, and as I said before, activities, and of course textbooks. So that's me, Ilyas. Nice to meet you.